you're going to bid to win. The highest bidder is going to win $100. The second highest winner is going to pay whatever they bid. Really, we're trying to find a price for the prize. The prize is $100. And you could have the prize, if you're the highest bidder, you could have the prize for $1 if that's the highest bid. So who wants to give me $1? Okay, I have $1. You get $100, unless someone bids more.
Two.
$2. $3. Anyone else? Come on. $5. There we go. $7.
10.
10. 15.
99.
$99. Okay.
99.5.
99.5.
So but we can go on to
Well, you're up. So if we stop now, you owe me $99.50 and he wins 100.
116.
116.
500.
Oh wow. You understand what you're doing there, right? So you're gonna pay $500 and
Am I not the highest bidder?
well, you are now.
Yeah,
So okay, right on. So
725.
725.
Yeah.
Okay, now you owe me $500.
not if I bid like 1,000.
Oh, okay. So you're bidding 1,000. Good.
1150.
Okay. So we're gonna stop it here.
Oh no.
You see what's happened though? What's happened is you guys are now in a trap because you can only keep outbidding each other. I'm going to collect right now. What are we at? $1,150. I'm going to collect $1,150, and I'm going to give you I'm going to give him 100, right? Unless you outbid him, which will carry on forever. So this actually has no consensus. This is the point here. There is no consensus here because the game will continue infinitely. It's always in their benefit now to continue bidding, even though it just digs the hole deeper. Right? So when we started and it was like, you bid up $1 and you get 100, that's a great game. So as soon as you bid 99.5, we were pretty much at break even, right? And as soon as we go over 100, then the game will continue forever. The point here is when you structure a consensus mechanism, you really got to think about the incentives, right? The incentives are extremely important. So, we think about Bitcoin, we think about Ethereum, we think about proof of work, proof of stake, all these other proofs that are right there. These are incentives that underpin a consensus mechanism, right? So the brilliance of Bitcoin, Satoshi, understood that he could structure the incentives such that the network would just keep getting more and more secure, and you could have this blockchain system that gave you digitally transactable cash that was trustable, right? So what that is distributed trust. What we just did here was not distributed trust, that was me setting you up to give me a lot of money. Okay, so now we're gonna take a look at undecidability. So the game is this. So you can raise your hand and lower your hand as you like, and whoever is in the minority is gonna win $100. The last one to move is gonna get $50, and the other person is gonna get 0. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay, guys. So right now, no one is winning. Who wants to be in the minority and win $100? There we are. Okay. So now you're in the minority. You're winning $100. Your last move, you win $50, and this guy is getting 0. So even though he had his hand up first, so what are you going to do to change the equation? So you're going to put your hand down, right?
Yeah.
Which you've already done that. So now you guys, right? Your incentive is now to be the last person to move and actually also come into the minority, right? So you're going to put your hand up, or you're going to put your hand up. So what's going to happen is we're going to have continuous motion with this game, and once again, we're not actually going to get to decidability. Okay, there's no decision made here. So it's a really important thing when you have a consensus mechanism that you actually have conditions to find the consensus. So if you look at a blockchain system, every time we're forging a block on a conventional block-by-block blockchain, this is actually making a decision. So someone has won the hash rate, someone has won the stake lottery, and now they get to forge a block, and they get to make a bunch of decisions about the past, right? About the transactions that have been in the mempool, which are going to impact the future in that who actually is the recipient of those transactions, right? So, and we have decided what to do. Make sense? when we're trying to decide what is true, we're assuming that something really is true, but some truths are undecidable. Right? And it's just like rock, scissors, paper. Which wins in rock, scissors, paper? Well, it depends what the other person did. Right? So there's no single answer. So you can't actually come to consensus on it. So what is going to happen is, I'm going to flip the coin 10 times. You're going to guess each time which way it goes. So what's your guess?
Heads.
Okay. What is it? Heads. One right. Good. So now that we've shown how it works, everyone else, I want you to make a guess as to what the number of correct guesses is going to be. So he's guessed once. He guessed right. How many do you think he's going to get out of 10 flips? Okay, so I have 4. I have 6.
3.
3. Wow. Okay.
5.
5.
4.
4. Okay. 7.
8.
8.
10.
10. Ooh. Last back.
10.
10. Another 10. Wow.
Sir,
The first
Okay.
one counts or not?
Well, you guys have taken statistics, right?
The first one counts or not?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
What's your guess?
Tails.
Tails. What do you got? That is tails. Yep. Okay, that's 2. 2 right. Let's see.
Heads.
Heads. 3 right.
Heads.
Okay, heads. 4 right.
Tails.
Tails. Tails. 5 right. Okay, so what's happening? Anyone know what's happening? I'm cheating is what's happening.
yeah.
Okay? Yeah, so I can, well, it's pretty simple. I flip the coin, I can see what it is, I flip it there,
Yeah.
and I know when he guesses what it's going to be, and I either flip it like that and show it to her, or I don't. This is important. When you set a consensus mechanism up, when you are trying to sample the real world, when you look at a smart contract, you have to very succinctly understand what's going on. And you have to understand what's going on at a whole lot of levels, because in this space, we have seen billions of dollars vanish because someone made a coding error. And we have seen billions of dollars because someone cheated, someone hacked the system. Billions of dollars. And it is not enough to say, oh, my code is good. You must look below your code to the whole tech stack, to the vulnerabilities that exist all the way down to the silicon. This stuff is really important. You need code review, right? You need heavy duty code review, and you need to understand all the way down the tech stack what your vulnerabilities are, right? Now the neat thing about blockchain systems, distributed systems in general, is actually you can create a layer up here which has the property of distributed trust, and that makes it secure up here even if all the individual components are not reliable or exploitable.